Based on an article published on a Russian news website, India's engagement with the Arctic is undergoing a profound transformation, moving from a focus primarily on scientific research to a central pillar of its long-term energy and industrial strategy. This shift, solidified during the December summit between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Vladimir Putin, positions the Arctic as India's third energy front, complementing its Indo-Pacific and overland corridor strategies. The core of this new approach is a multifaceted partnership with Russia, the key Arctic coastal state. The collaboration focuses on the Northern Sea Route, NSR, which India now envisions not merely as a faster shipping lane, but as an integrated northern minerals corridor. This corridor aims to connect Russia's resource-rich Arctic and Far East directly to India's industrial base. The joint commitments cover enhanced trade and investment in energy, mining, and maritime transport under a 2024-2029 program. This Arctic pivot is strategically aligned with India's energy transition and quest for strategic autonomy. While on track to meet its 2030 renewable energy targets, India faces near total import dependence for critical minerals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, with demand set to surge. The Arctic Partnership offers crucial supply chain diversification and a strategic hedge. By securing potential flows of hydrocarbons and, more importantly, critical minerals via the structurally distinct northern route, India reduces its exposure to risks and chokepoints in southern sea lanes like the Suez Red Sea axis. This creates optionality, dampening price and disruption risks for its clean energy industries. A particularly strategic, though understated element, is the focus on developing polar human capital. The summit agreements include cooperation in training specialists for polar waters, shipping, and shipbuilding. As a leading global supplier of seafarers, India aims to build early expertise in niche areas like ice navigation and polar engineering. This positions India to fill a growing labor gap as NSR traffic increases and grants it subtle influence over operational norms, safety standards, and environmental practices along the corridor. Furthermore, these specialized skills are transferable to India's own polar and high-altitude missions. India is also leveraging this bilateral partnership to evolve from a passive observer to an active rule shaper in Arctic governance. With multilateral forums like the Arctic Council constrained by geopolitical tensions, the new regular bilateral consultations with Russia provide a direct channel for India to inject a global South perspective into emerging norms. This includes advocating for sustainable and equitable development in shipping, environmental safeguards, and mineral project governance. India's 2022 Arctic policy, which emphasizes climate science, environmental protection, and indigenous community well-being, allows it to argue against replicating old extractive models. Instead, it can push for transparency, robust impact assessments, and benefit sharing, aligning its Arctic stance with its positions on just transitions in forums like the G20 and COP. In conclusion, the summit outcomes mark a qualitative shift, integrating the Arctic into India's core economic strategy. While the Indo-Pacific remains central for maritime security and the international north-south transport corridor for overland links, the Indo-Arctic vector is focused on building the future hardware, securing critical mineral supply chains, enabling clean energy logistics, and exporting specialized services. If successfully executed, this Arctic theater will strengthen India's decarbonization pathway and enhance its strategic autonomy in an increasingly fragmented world.